Welcome to Programming Minds. In this video, we are going to learn what is selection sort algorithm and how it works. We will see the implementation of selection sort algorithm using C++ programming language. So, what is selection sort algorithm? Selection sort algorithm selects smallest element from unsorted data structure and places it in sorted data structure. In every iteration of selection sort algorithm, splits up the unsorted data structure into sorted and unsorted data structure, and at the end sorted data structure gets created. So let's assume we have an example of unsorted array where we have elements like 21, 13, 11, 16 and 3. So as the definition says, selection sort algorithm selects smallest element from the unsorted data structure. So in first iteration, we will select smallest element from this array. So we will start from first element. So 21, 13, 11, 16 and 3. So here we have smallest element as a 3. Okay. So in first iteration, we will create sorted sub array and we will place that sorted element or the smallest element in the front. Okay, here. So as seen here, we have placed the 3 at first. So we have created two data structures or two sub arrays where we have one array as a sorted where we have 3 and this is unsorted array we have. Okay, in the second iteration we will search smallest element from this unsorted array and we will place that element into the sorted array. So as we have seen, the smallest element in this unsorted array is 11. So we will place that 11 at this position and we will transfer 13 here. Okay, so now let's see in this image we have placed 11 in the second position. So this is the sorted array we have now and this is unsorted array. So after that we will check smallest element from the unsorted array. So it is 13 and it is already at the sorted place because it's greater than 11 and smaller than 16 or 21. So we will find sorted data structure or sorted sub array like this. Okay, 3, 11 and 13. So we have unsorted array as 16 and 21. So we will find the smallest element of this unsorted array and we find the 16 is smaller than 21. So we will create the sorted array like this. Okay, 3, 11, 13 and 16. So this is the remaining unsorted array we have here. Okay, so in the last iteration we will get the sorted data structure as it is. Okay, so this is how selection sort algorithm works, and in programming we will be using min index to store the minimum index in every iteration. So let's go to Visual Studio and let's implement selection sort algorithm using C++ programming language. So let's start by including libraries hash include iostream using namespace standard. Let's write main function integer main and we will return 0 in the body. So let's define one integer array which will contain 5 elements and which will be unsorted in nature. So 21, 13, 10, 45 and 5. Okay, now let's define one integer variable min index where we'll be storing the minimum index and one temporary index to swap the elements position. Okay, so now let's define one for loop where we will be traversing through that unsorted array for int I is equal to 0 because indexing starts from 0. We will start traversing from 0. So I will be less than 5 because we have total 5 elements in the array, and indexing starts from the 0. Okay, and I will plus plus to traverse through the whole array. So here we will define mean index as I. We will take the first element as the mean index, and we will compare by using second for loop. So int j, and it will be I plus 1 because we need to compare the first element with the second element of the array, and we will find the smallest element and we will select that element, and we will create unsorted array here in the front. Okay, so and j will be less than 5 and j plus plus. So here we will check condition if array mean index is greater than array j, then we will change the mean index. Okay, like that. Okay, so mean index will be j. Yes, so after that we will go to the outer for loop, and here we will be swapping the positions if mean index is not equal to I. So here we will be swapping the positions, so we will assign temp array I, and array I will be array mean index, and array mean index will be temp. Okay, so this is the simple implementation of selection sort algorithm using C++ programming language. Let's understand what we are doing here. We have created the one for loop where we are traversing from first index to the last index, and we are storing the first index into mean index variable, and in the inner for loop we are checking if mean index is greater than array j. So we are checking if first index is greater than this one, so we will store the second index as the mean index, and when we will come out of that for loop, we are going to check if mean index not equal to I, then our mean index is not the first index, so we will getting that mean index and storing it at the front. We are creating the sorted array. So for that we are swapping the positions. So in first example, in first iteration, we will find the mean index as fourth index, and we will be swapping the positions of 21 and 5. Okay, so this is the simple implementation. Now let's print a message cout sorted array, and let's use for loop to traverse int 0 is equal to, sorry, int I is equal to 0, and I will be less than 5 because there are 5 elements in the array, and then I plus plus. Okay, now let's use just cout and print the elements of array. Here we will give some space, it will look better, and at the end let's use cout and enter. Okay, now let's run the program and check if it's working well. Click on local Windows debugger. So program is running successfully, and there are no compilation errors, and we got the sorted array as 5, 20, 10, 13, 21 and 45. So we had the unsorted array as 21, 13, 10, 45 and 5. Okay, so in every iteration we got the smallest element and placed at the front position or the start at the start, and we got the sorted array here. Okay, So this is the simple implementation of selection sort algorithm using C++ programming language. If you like this video, subscribe to the Programming Minds YouTube channel. Thank you.